thing going. Okay, it's part two. It's End Time Watchman, meeting with one of the greatest patriots on the face of the earth, Nick. That's like I said, since the 70s, he's really been in tune, and as the time progresses and years go by, he keeps adapting and overcoming. And I got to tell you, this man does not live like the Joneses. This man is a survivalist. This man has skills that through the providence of God that he's been able to hone and to do some things and be able to present some things to us today that maybe this will help you. Maybe not. We don't know. It's according if your ears are open, if you have ears to hear, and you want to understand something beside that one-eyed devil TV. That's what we're here to do, to take our time out of our day and present this to you, so maybe that something we say or do is going to keep you alive when the Schumer hits the fan, and I already smell the doo-doo in the ventilation system. So here we go. Go ahead, Nick.
Well, we have a major problem in this country today, and that major problem is people have been dumbed down, poisoned by fluoride, whether it be in the water supply and the salt, the red dye number 5 in the food, or the yellow dye, and numerous other pesticides and various poisons. And now it is politically correct for a person to submit themselves to authority and not be their own person. Basically they are very controlled, and they give in to the way and the means that is established in the system, which is a huge mistake. And the number one way of showing that resistance against that authority is to start arming yourself and carrying firearms, whether it be concealed or in the open. An honest man has the right to carry a firearm or any type of weapon that he chooses, whether it be a machine gun, whether it be a hand grenade, or anything else. An honest man should be able to carry any and every weapon that he could possibly wish to own or possess, because an honest man will only use it in a responsible and respectful manner.
Okay, that's right, against evil. That's right, and history has repeated itself. When we're not armed and able to arm ourselves as a people on this earth, we know the next step. Once they put these draconian, non-constitutional laws that I say can go to hell, them laws don't matter to me. Okay, when it ain't the Bible and the Constitution, I ignore it, and many people are waking up, Nick, and I'm seeing this, and of course I told you I still got a TV, but I only listen to it every now and then to see the stupid idiots on the propaganda. But they, I've heard in the last 3 weeks about the pitchfork scenario, and that was back when we first started. Yep. Them farmers took their pitchforks and they went up there and they meant business. But today, like you said, they're dumbed down through GMO and fluoride in the water and all these different food colorings that makes them lethargic, and it literally turns their mind to mush where they cannot think. Do you agree with that?
I totally agree. But my point being is that everybody has to get past that mental block of not being armed, and we need to show outright resistance to the so-called authority. And that we have to make them understand that we are preparing and prepared to fight back against their tyrannical, authoritarian presence.
Absolutely.
And unless the people understand that, and unless they get past that initial block, cross that line in the sand, then unfortunately the will to fight back will probably be destroyed enough that we won't be able to prevail. So patriots, beware. Pick up your arms and start carrying them. Whether you carry them concealed or in the open, start carrying them and getting used to carrying them. Amen. And become proficient in their use.
Absolutely. And now, let's go back for a minute and speak to this subject of how they've dumbed Americans down, through the food, the GMO products, fluoride in the water, and we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that fluoride is a poison. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Any idiot would know when they pick up toothpaste, when they tell you brush your teeth with it, but don't swallow the toothpaste, it can be harmful to you.
Absolutely.
Well, my God, if I don't want it in my gut, I don't want it in my mouth.
No,
it
absorbs through your skin.
Oh, absolutely. And let's get to this point. Now, the choices we make on this journey determine the end of our destination. Now, people have made choices to live, and I use this because it's a very common term for the everyday person. People have chose to live like the Joneses and the high lifestyle and the vehicles they owe more on than they'll ever be worth. And now they got houses that are anywhere from 20 to 50% decreased in value because of planned implosion by the private bankers and the elitists and all. And you know, what would you say to people that are thinking about maybe because the market's down of buying that house for less or whatever and getting in debt again? Would you recommend debt, or would you be like, and you don't have to agree with me, but I'm going to go ahead and give you my opinion and what I believe is a fact. Do not get in debt for nothing. You agree with that?
I totally agree. Under no circumstances allow yourself to get in debt. Buy provisions, whether food, gold, and firearms, and make sure that you know how to use all of them, and get medical supplies, buy staples, things that will enhance your survival, and be prepared. Get used to traveling as light with as little as you possibly can get by with. Is that mine?
Yeah.
Just one second. Hello? Hey, Robin, may I call you back shortly? Okay, take care.
We're sorry about that, but we still got phones we got to answer. But anyway.
Get used to surviving with as little as you possibly can. Be hard upon yourself. Be disciplined. If you have a chance to eat a luxurious steak, forget that. And instead of spending $15 on a meal, spend $4 on a plate of fried rice or something.
That's right.
Get used to doing without. On everything. Decrease the temperature in your house from 72 degrees to 68. Get used to being a little bit more disciplined and dealing with hardship on a gradual basis. Because when the time comes to, excuse my language, shit between boot heels, if you are not prepared, you won't be able to make it, and you won't survive.
Well, it's kind of like...
We are behind enemy lines.
Oh, absolutely. Right, and it's kind of like I was saying the other day on a video. Some of these addictions, especially it comes to mainstream pharmaceuticals, I mean, begin to start looking at the herbal way. I'm not telling you to get off your medicine right now, but I'm saying... You're gonna be in trouble when you can't get a hold of the medicine and the liquor. It's gonna be hard to get off of that addiction when you can start easing yourself off now, little by little. While the window of opportunity is yet about to close, you still have a little bit of window to, like he said, reduce the amount of stuff that you do and you blow your money on, and begin to look at what you can live with and what you can live without, and that you can live without, begin to remove it from your lifestyle, and it won't be a problem when it's literally snatched from you. You agree with that?
I totally agree. Well, you can see by my surroundings that I don't have anything fancy.
Oh, absolutely. This guy does not live. This guy does not live like the Joneses. I won't get into much detail for the protection of him, but I'm shining it on his only way of heating right now. It's a little wood stove. He's got his pot right there, okay? And if I could swing around, Nick, could you come over here and take this? We got about a minute and a half left. Could you come over here and take this lid off of this and talk to us just for, you got about a minute left.
Sure.
All right, this bucket, and I'll let Nick have it.
Okay, in this bucket here is that's a 5-gallon bucket, and it's about half full of sawdust and used motor oil, which is excellent fire starter. It doesn't flash up in the wood-burning stove. It burns hot enough, mixed with about 1.5 gallons of used motor oil to 5 gallons of sawdust, and it makes a fire starter that will start wet wood on fire reliably.
Right.
As long as you let a little bit of air circulation, open the door of your stove 1/2 inch, and get the fire going, it will start it. And I can start a fire with wet wood in about 45 seconds.
Man, that's amazing. I mean,
and very simple, but extremely useful. A good way to make use of sawdust and used motor oil.
Yeah, and very proficient. I watched him light the fire. I should have had a camera on when he was doing it earlier, but I didn't think about it. And but man, it's just a slow, like a wick type flame, and it just sucks its way up the flame. No flame up, no danger to burning yourself, no blowback like you know, don't be an idiot and put lighter fluid or gas in a wood stove like that if you transfer over. And we've got about 20 seconds left, but we're going to be continuing this interview coming up. So y'all stay with End Time and Nick. We'll be right back.